Okay, I'm going to wait patiently for people to admit then. Okay. Is that link next to the Zoom link?
Yeah, there's a picture on there below. Well, below each of the videos where it says this is starting at 5:30, this is starting at 6:30. There's a Spotify link there as well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Little icon.
What, you want me to let them know now? Is that, yeah? Alright guys, so if you're wanting to play music along your Zoom session, then there is a link to a Spotify playlist just next to the Zoom link on Facebook there. Yeah, it should be right next to it on the post. So have that playing alongside if you want. Yeah, there's some pretty good tunes on there. So give it a go. And that's for both of the sessions that we've got, both at 5:30 and 6:30 today. Pilates, new Pilates, and Flex 13 that I'm doing today as well. So, okay, so I guess I should talk about something. So, I don't know, we've basically, what I've been hearing a lot about as we've entered week 4 in lockdown is just people really lacking motivation, okay? And that's not just, motivation to like do a hardcore workout every week or whatever. It's just even motivation to get out of bed in the mornings, or even, like to brush your hair and get changed, I mean, for me, if it wasn't for my job, then I probably would just slob around in my pyjamas all day. So I completely understand, how that is difficult. But for me, even if you don't leave the house, just getting changed, the act of getting changed, of brushing your teeth, maybe putting a little bit of lippy on, or, a bit of mascara on, it just makes that whole difference, because you're going through that routine and having that structure there, it just gives you a little bit of purpose. They might seem like just all these small mundane tasks that don't really seem to matter, but I think for me, they really build up to me just feeling a bit of normality. So yeah, that's definitely been the flavour of the week so far. Just people struggling to be motivated to do everyday tasks. And, like as for workouts and stuff, yeah, that is difficult. Again, for me, if it wasn't for my job, then I would not be as active as I am. I'm actually now maybe equally, or maybe even a little bit more active than I was before lockdown, because I'm teaching a lot more online classes, a lot more strength training than yoga at the moment. So I can't, I think it would be quite hard for me to imagine like how to keep motivated to do these things every day if it wasn't because of my profession. So yeah, I'd like to sort of hear what other people do to keep themselves motivated. I know Zoom and camera work sessions don't always work for everybody, so what, or can you think of anything that keeps you going if that doesn't work for you? I'll be interested to know, because they really work for me. I really like Zoom sessions. I love the interaction between everybody. Oh yeah, and also, what else is there? Yeah, motivation to keep eating a healthy diet as well. So for me, I'm finding it difficult to sort of find the botheredness to wait for ages to go and buy any junk. So at the moment, I'm eating pretty healthily, but I know that's not the story with everybody. So again, maybe let us know what you've been doing, what measures you've been putting in place to make sure that you don't go absolutely off the rails with your nutrition there. Okay, we've got 30 odd seconds left. Chris, shall I put Instagram on? Chris, shall I put Instagram on now? Chris, shall I put Instagram on now? Yeah? Instagram's on? Okay.
I should check it out.
Hey, what's up, risers? How are you doing? It's Ashton here. Good evening. It's another Thursday. Okay, week number 4 now, and we have a new Pilates routine in place here. So I'm really excited to teach it because it's got one of my favourite moves in, hollow body rocks. I'll point it out to you when we start doing those. Right? So welcome anybody who is able to join us, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So we're going to start on our feet at the front of the mat. Okay. So we're going to focus on posture. That is the first thing that we're going to focus on today in Pilates. Alright, so feet underneath the hips here, guys. And we are just going to focus on standing still and that neutral alignment of the whole body. Now, we don't really think much of standing straight most of the time. It just kind of comes to us naturally. But we're really going to focus on being mindful of all the things in our body, all the alignment points that enable us to stand still. Alright, so a little roll back of the shoulders here, feet underneath the hips, and let's start from the head down. So with the neck, we want to try and keep it as neutral as possible. So neck's not coming forwards or backwards. We want to keep the head stacked directly above the neck. Okay, chin is just neutral here. And then let's move on to the shoulders now. So a little roll back with the shoulders. Okay, you want them to be relaxed. And then from here, let's move down into the torso. So little squeeze of the abs. We should always try and keep a little bit of tension in the torso here. And we want to gently tuck the glutes underneath the hips here. Okay, to avoid sort of arching of the back, keeping everything engaged. Now we move into the knees. Let's take note of whether they're buckling in a little bit. If they are, turn them outwards slightly. Okay, you might just naturally buckle them in due to just ankle alignment or something. And then now let's move on to the ankles. So ankles. Okay, so I'm naturally flat-footed. This means that if I just let go of everything, then my arches start to fall in. So I need to actively try and ground the outs and sides of my feet to the floor here. All 4 corners of the feet grounded equally into the floor. Okay, so this is as straight as I can get when standing up. Yours might look a little bit different. That's cool. We've all got variations in our posture. And then allow yourself to close your eyes. We're going to focus on our Pilates breathing now. Inhale into the chest, feeling the chest puff up, feeling the ribs expand. And then as we exhale, feel the shoulders just melt away from the ears. The shoulders relax more, but still keeping the abs braced. Keeping the weight even between both feet. Okay, just 3 more breaths here. Inhale, relaxing face. Feeling chest expand. And then exhale out gently through slightly parted lips. That is your Pilates breathing. 2 more breaths to go. Inhale through nose. Exhale out through slightly parted lips. 1 more breath here. Inhale. Try to keep the neck stacked directly above the shoulders and hips. And exhale. Okay, now gently open the eyes and let's try to be mindful of all those alignment points we've just been through while standing up there. Okay, so now we're going to take some side bends, so stretching into our obliques and into the lower back and waist there. As we inhale, sweep up the arms. The feet are still grounded into the feet equally, and then from here connect the hands if possible. No worries if you're quite tight in the shoulders and you need to keep them separate, that's cool. Try to extend the arms, okay, so reach up towards the ceiling, keep the shoulders rolled back, a little pinch of the shoulder blades here, and try not to shrug into the shoulders with the ears. Take an inhalation, and then as we exhale, without leaning forwards or backwards, we're going to lean over to the right to begin with. So we're stretching out the left side of the body here. Keep extending the arms here, pointing right to the side of the room, but keeping both feet equally on the ground. It's just the upper body that sways and bends here. Okay, 2 more breaths. For 2, maybe you want to look upwards slightly, keeping that open chest. And 1 more breath. Now inhale, come back into center, continuing to stretch and lengthen the body. And then as we exhale, we sway over to the other side, looking upwards slightly again. And going for that active extension. For 3. For 2. Trying to enjoy the stretch, to feel it in the right side of your lower back there as well. And last breath. And then inhale, come back into center. Alright, from here, separate the hands, keeping shoulders relaxed. We're going to come into some calf raises, so squeezing our calves and coming onto the balls of our feet. As I inhale, I'm going to come onto balls of feet, squeezing the calves, keeping my balance. As I exhale, I slowly lower with control. So let's do 5 of these, just warming up the calves. Inhale, squeeze, lift, and exhale, slowly lower down, rolling through each part of the sole of the foot there. 3 more to go. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, slowly down, keeping those arms as poker straight as possible. For 2. 1 more to go now. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, now we're going to make it a little bit more dynamic. So as I inhale, I stay as before. As I exhale, I'm going to open up to the side, any side, and lower the heels at the same time. Inhale back into center, reaching up. Exhale over to the other side, heels down at the same time. Nice and soft, keeping those abs engaged all the way through. Inhale to center. Exhale, lower and twist. So see how I'm trying to get my arms to 180 degrees here. I'm opening up each pec one at a time. Inhale to center, just 2 more on each side. Exhale, open. Inhale. Exhale. That's it. Keep that strong posture, keeping that balance. Inhale to center, lengthening, reaching, and exhale. Just 1 more over to the other side. Inhale. And exhale. All right, well done. Inhale, untwist, and then release the arms and heels. Give your shoulders a little bit of a shake out, and then from here we're going to come into some squats and twist crunches. All right, so widen your feet out to about mat width. So how wide you have your feet will be different for everybody. It depends how much mobility you've got in your lower legs, in your lower body. So if you're quite tight, you might need to have them a little bit wider apart. It's completely up to you, just whatever feels comfortable. Hands to temples, elbows wide. From here, we're going to push the knees out and then sink into our squat. Okay, keeping the glutes tucked underneath, weight into the heels. Take 1 squat, inhale, exhale, lift. And then from here, we're going to crunch opposite knee to opposite elbow, plant feet back down, and then take a squat again. So inhale, exhale, and crunch. All right, so we're going to do 8 of those for 8. 7. Really push those knees out. If you want to, you can even take a little pulse in that squat. So inhale down and then come halfway up, back down, exhale all the way back up before taking that twist crunch. Inhale as we crunch, exhale as we lower. Good. 5 more. Try and hold the elbow at the knee just for a second there. 4. 3. 2 more. Let's get a little bit deeper if we can, really opening up those hips. Down, halfway up, down and up. Okay, last one. Let's see if we can hold the crunch there. Down, halfway up, down and up. Hold, down, hold, crunch, and down. Okay, well done. So you should feel a little bit more warmed up now. Okay, so for the next movement, we're going to come into a side lunge, a knee drag. So have your hands to heart here. Stand on one side of the mat. And then from here, we're going to take a lateral lunge. So your left foot comes out towards the back of the mat, steps out towards the back of the mat. We bend this back foot, back leg, grounding into the heel. And then from here, we push off that back foot and then lift into that knee. And then we do the same again, stepping back out, lateral lunge to knee lift for 7. That's it. For 6, try to keep the torso lifted. 5, try to hold that knee towards chest. 4, keeping the core strong, guys, really squeezing that back glute. 3, 2, 1 more to go. And for 1. Okay, well done. Give your legs a little bit of a shake out, and let's do it on the other side now. Okay, so inhale, lift the knee, inhale, step out to the side, and then exhale, lift knee. Inhale, lateral lunge, exhale, lift. Try not to lean to the side, okay, so try not to do this. You want to keep that torso upright and centralized. Forgot how many we've got, so maybe just 5 more for 5. Give that knee a squeeze to the chest. 4. Long step to the side, guys. Make sure you've got enough room to lunge down. 3. 2 more for 2. Squeeze. And then 1 more. Let's hold that knee to the chest. And for 1. All right, step out. And then walk back towards the front of the mat. Okay, from here, chin to chest, and then slowly roll back into that forward fold. Okay, hands onto the floor now, and then pop your knees onto the floor. We're going to come into a kneeling position. So knees together and glutes onto the heels. We're going to go for a hip thrust with a chest opener. So this works into our glutes, our core, and also into your rhomboids as well, because we're squeezing them together. So interlock your hands together at the back if this is comfortable. If not, just keep them separate. And then roll the shoulders back here. Right, squeeze the shoulder blades together and then lift the hands, open the chest. As I inhale, I'm going to squeeze my glutes and lift those hips into the air, thrusting them forwards, keeping the core nice and tight, but keeping those arms engaged as well. As I exhale, I'm going to slowly lower the glutes back to the heels. Okay, so we're going to do another 8 of those. Inhale, lift, squeeze glutes. Exhale, slowly lower for 7. Really puff the chest up, but try not to arch the back there. 5 more to go now. For 5, really slowing down that lower of the glutes. For 4, can you bring those hips even more forward? 3, keep those arms engaged. For 2, trying to enjoy that opening of the pecs. 1 more breath. Oh, this feels really nice in between the shoulder blades here. And then slowly release glutes back onto the heels. Now release your hands if they were connected, and then give your shoulders a little roll out. Maybe crisscross the arms as well. Just shaking out some of that tension before we take our next move. So we're moving into a Superman hold next. We've got a few different levels here. Pop your hands onto the floor and then shift your knees back underneath the hips. So this is level 1, okay, Superman hold. So from here, we're gonna lift up opposite arm and opposite leg. Now, if you're not sure if you can do this, then start by extending one arm first. Now pin your shoulders down so that they're in line with one another. Keep your core strong. It's all about that, pinning the hips down and keeping the core tight here. And then from here, lift up the opposite leg to the arm. All right. So you can always stick with just the arm or just the leg lifted. You don't have to do both. And this is your Superman hold. Keep extending the leg and the arm. That's your level 1. And we're just going to hold that for 5 breaths. If possible, let's go for a full Superman plank. So lift the knees off the floor, and it's the same thing. Inhale, lift up the right arm and then the left leg. And try to pin your hips and shoulders down. It's all about that stability and alignment. Keep extending the arm. 4 more deep breaths for 4. Stabilizing shoulders. For 3. For 2, you can do this. 1 more breath. Ooh, feeling heat building up in the whole body here. And then slowly release. Knee and hand to floor. Give your hips a little bit of a shake out. Okay, regulate the breath again. And then we're going to move over to the other side now. So you pick whatever level you want to take again, knees or toes, up to you. And let's go. So as we inhale, lift up the left arm and the right leg. Pin your hips down, stabilize shoulders and hips. For 4, lengthen the whole body. For 3, keep your feet at hip width. 2. All right, 1 more breath. Come on, keep breathing. And then slowly lower knees back onto the floor. Woo! Catch your breath a little bit, guys. And then just sway the hips and shoulders from side to side. Maybe you want to massage out the wrists before we come into our next movement. So we're going to do a bolt movement next. All right, so tuck your toes underneath behind you. Knees underneath hips. And then from here, we're going to lift the knees off the floor and then crouch back into this sort of like crouching panther pose. Knees off the mat here. If that's too much for you, then just pop the knees onto the floor. That's completely cool. From here, we're going to take 3 little pulses with the glutes. So up and down for 3, for 2, 1. From here, we look in between the hands and then we shift our weight forwards, exhaling into our plank. Inhale here in your plank, keeping the hips pinned down, and then exhale, return to that crouching position. 3 pulses, 4 more of these for 3, 2, keeping knees off the mat, and 1, and exhale forwards. 1 inhalation in plank. Exhale back, 3 more now for 3. Oh, feeling the quads there for 2, and 1, getting those glutes nice and low, and forwards. Okay, just 2 more to go. Keep those knees elevated if possible. For 3, for 2, and 1, and forwards. Yes, definitely feeling more and more heat building up in my whole body there. Okay, 1 more to go. Crouching back for 3, for 2, 1, and forwards. Back into your plank, and then from here come onto your forearms. Now if you want, you can always take a little rest on the knees, but try to keep them elevated if you can. We're going to take an extended forearm plank. So this means that we walk our feet back as much as we can. Ground the elbows into the floor. If you need to come onto the knees, that's cool. So the more we extend, the harder we have to work to keep ourselves off the floor. Okay, you might be shaking a little bit, that's cool. Just breathe into it, guys, yeah? It's natural to shake, just as long as you are not in pain. 3 more deep breaths here. For 3, can you get those feet a little bit farther back if possible? For 2, can you get that body a little bit lower? Keep opening the shoulder blades here. Don't let them collapse towards one another. 1 more deep breath. You can do this. And release. Oh, hips and stomach to the floor. Oh, well done. All right, give your hips and your legs a little bit of a shake out. And then we're going to take a thread the needle. How nice is that? Just to give your shoulders a little bit of relief. Okay, so from here, thread the right arm underneath the left. Try to allow your right shoulder to relax on the floor here. Okay, allow the head to relax, or maybe if you want to deepen out the stretch, you can turn your head so that your chin points towards the floor. You should feel that lengthen out the side of your bottom shoulder there even more. For 3, deep breaths now. Continue to relax. For 2. And just 1 more breath. Slowing it down. And then slowly untwist. Okay, arms back out in front of you. From here, we're going to take a thread the needle on the other side now. So this time the left arm threads underneath the right. Relax the head, chin to arm, and then gently turn the head so that the chin points downwards. For 3. For 2. And last breath. Okay, slowly thread your arm from underneath the other, and then give your shoulders a little bit of a shake out. Now from here we're going to come into a seated position. So any seat that you want, you can have your legs extended, you can cross your arms or even kneel, whatever feels comfortable. So hands come underneath the shoulders, push up onto the knees, and then take whatever sitting position you want to take. I'm going to stay with my legs extended here. Okay, and we're going to come into some dynamic twists. So lengthen the legs, try to relax them completely so that the backs of the legs touch the floor here. Try to lengthen the body, okay, roll the shoulders back, extend the spine. As I inhale, I'm going to reach up with my arms and reach upwards. So, and really try and point the fingers upwards here. I want to gently just pinch my shoulder blades together at the back and pull them away from the ears, squeezing the core, keeping my posture lovely and straight there. Take an inhalation here, and then as I exhale, I'm going to open up and twist over to my right, and then pop my left hand onto my right thigh, and my left hand behind me, and come into this seated twist. I want to look at my feet so that one doesn't creep in front of the other. I want to keep those straight, so it's just the upper body that I'm twisting. Okay, once you're in that twist, roll your right shoulder back, and then inhale back into center. Arms reach up again, and then exhale, we twist over to the other side. The arms just sweep back beside the thigh and behind us here. Okay, so we are going to do 5 of these on each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open to dynamic twist. Keeping that chest up and open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. Keeping your movements graceful once again. Inhale, lift. Keeping both feet in line with one another. Exhale, twist. Inhale, keeping both glutes equally on the floor, even as we twist. Now 3 more on each side. Inhale, never rushing the movement. And exhale, arms floating. Inhale. And exhale. Alright, just 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Opening up more towards the side each time. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, 1 more. This is great for your shoulder mobility as well. Inhale. And exhale. It really opens up and loosens off your rotator cuff muscles there. And exhale. Okay, inhale back into center. Now we're going to come into something called a saw. So this just gets more of a twist in the back as well. So inhale, reach up. As we exhale, I'm going to open up my arms. And then with my opposite hand, I'm going to reach towards my opposite foot here. I'm going to open the chest and look up at my top arm. Okay, I want this lovely straight line with the arms here. Try to keep the back extended, the core squeeze. It doesn't matter if you don't quite touch your foot, even if your hand is on your shin or even on your thigh, that's cool. And try to roll and peel this left shoulder back. Feet in line with one another again, guys. For 3. For 2. Keep this top arm engaged. And 1 more breath. And then inhale, untwist. Come back into center with the arms. And then exhale, twist over to the other side. So left hand over to the right foot or shin this time. And then right arm reaches behind us. Roll this right shoulder back here. Okay, keeping the core engaged once more. So when we keep our core engaged, that just allows our lower back to loosen off so that it's easy to stretch as well. For 3. For 2. And 1 more breath. Keeping the chest open, a little bit more twist if we can. And then inhale, come back into center and exhale. Release the hands to the floor here. Now give your shoulders a little bit of a roll out. Okay, reset again, maybe crisscross the arms once more. And then from here we're going to come into an L-sit to reverse table. We have a few variations here as well. So hands plant just behind the glutes here. And then from here, bend your legs, plant your feet onto the floor. So we're going to press into the feet and lift into a reverse tabletop. So roll your shoulders back, ground feet into the floor. As I inhale, I'm going to squeeze my glutes, lift those hips right into the air. Okay, so try and imagine that you're trying to keep a document on your tummy there and stop it from falling. Now as I exhale, I'm going to swing my glutes back. It doesn't matter if your glutes, you can't get your glutes off the floor. Sometimes our proportions just don't allow us to do that. Inhale up, back into that tabletop, and exhale back. Okay, so there's another level here. Inhale, lift. Take one leg lift with one leg, and then the other, keeping your glutes and your hips stable, and then swing back. So you've got a few different options there. I'm going to do 5 of those. So plant feet to floor. Inhale, lift. Leg lift if you want, or just swing back. For 5. For 4, keep lifting that chest, guys, and try not to let those hips sag when you take those leg lifts. For 3. That's it. So when we lift each leg, try not to allow too much weight to shift into one side. Try to equalize the weight between both hands. And then we've got 1 more of these movements. And for 1. And then pop your glutes back onto the floor here. Lengthen out the legs again, and let's reset in a double leg forward fold. So stretching out the low back and the hamstrings. Inhale, reach up with the arms, and then exhale, fold forward, leading with the chest towards the toes, relaxing both legs. Maybe you want to walk your hips back a little bit, just to lengthen out the back a little bit more. Keep reaching forwards, keep looking ahead, and then when you feel like you cannot reach anymore, then allow the hands to fall onto the floor. Maybe you want to take hold of your shins or ankles, or even around the feet, whatever you're comfortable doing. So we don't want to be pressing and fighting into it. We want to be able to relax in whatever position we take. So roll the shoulders back slightly and allow that extension of the back and legs there. 5 deep breaths, nose to knee for 5. For 4. 3. 2. And for 1. Right, from here, release your feet. So now we're going to take a really controlled roll down to the mat. All right, so hands beside the thighs, and then let's lower ourselves onto the mat, but we want to do this as slowly as possible. So keep your core squeezed, keep the body nice and straight here. Okay, slowly roll down the spine, vertebra by vertebra. That's it. So it's almost like a really awkward lying down, yeah. Almost comedic in a way. Okay, so from here we're going to do some little pelvic rolls. So we're going to come into a little ball, bringing knees to chest. We're then going to hug our knees in towards our chest, and then squeeze, activate the abs and squeeze the knees in towards your chest a little bit more. And then we're going to bring the chin to chest here. Now, let's try and focus on lifting that tailbone off the floor. So I really need to squeeze my pelvic floor muscles there to keep it lifted. So from here, I'm going to lift it off the floor, roll slightly more onto my mid-back, lifting that tailbone higher and higher as I inhale, and then as I exhale, I'm going to allow myself to roll back towards my tailbone onto the floor. So it's this really subtle, tiny rolling movement, right? But it creates a big engagement of all of your ab muscles. So you don't move much, but you're working pretty hard, right? So keep squeezing. So just 5 of these for 5. Keep rolling for 4. For 3, keep lifting that tailbone. For 2. And last one now. Inhale. And exhale. Alright, now release your neck to the floor. And then release the legs. Okay, allow them to just relax. Now we're going to do some roll-ups. So we've got a few different levels here. Hands beside the thigh. This is level 1. And then from here, we're going to squeeze the core, keeping legs on the floor. We're going to hinge up the hips and lift up, okay, into our seated position. Okay, so that is level 1, and then we slowly roll back down on the exhalation here. Okay, and then the next level, same thing, but this time the arms are beside the ear. We lengthen out, and then using the core, we roll all the way up, keeping the arms beside the ears, so we're not using the arms to throw up here, and then exhale slowly down. Well done. Okay, so let's do just another 5 of these, slowly as possible. Inhale on the lift. Inhale. And exhale. That's 5. Slowly down. For 4. Try to enjoy the movement, guys. For 3. Even slower on the way down. For 2. Okay, last one. Can you give me the most beautiful and slowest one of all? Inhale. And exhale. Slow, slow, slow. And release. Oh, well done. Okay, now we're going to come into some pigeon crunches. So bend the knees, working into the upper abs here, and also the obliques, because we're going to twist crunch. Pop your left ankle onto your right thigh, okay? Pop it onto a point that is comfortable for you. The higher up you have it on the thigh, then the more you're going to stretch out the left inner thigh there. From here, bring hands to temples, lift the shoulder blades off the floor, and then bring chin to chest. Ground your back into the floor. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to bring opposite elbow to opposite knee, keeping the elbows wide, guys. So we don't want to be sort of like bringing the elbows together for that movement. We want to keep everything wide so we get that full rotation there. Inhale, back to center. Shoulder blades lifted still. Exhale, crunch and twist. All right, let's go for another 6 of these. For 6. For 5, let's try and keep those hips stable. 4, really squeeze your obliques for that lift and twist. 3, 2, 1 more to go. And 4. Okay, slowly release, neck to floor. Release the arms for a second, and then just uncross the legs. So from here, we're going to do the other side now. So this time the right ankle is on the left thigh or just above the knee. Try to ground both hips equally onto the floor here and allow this right knee to fall outwards. You ready? Inhale, lift chin to chest. Exhale, twist and crunch. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, lift and twist. Just 6 more of these. For 6. A little bit more lift each time. For 5, that's it. For 4, 3, full range of movement. 2, remember keeping elbows wide. 1 more to go now, you can do this. And exhale. Woo! Now uncross the legs, give your hips and legs a little bit of a shake out. And then next we're going to move into the glutes, all right, into the booty. So we're going to do clams on each side. So coming into your clams. So I like to sort of like prop my head up with my hand here. You can, if you want to, just lie down like that. But I don't know, I feel like it feels more like I'm, taking a little relaxation here. Okay, so from here, bring your knees together. So you want them to be at a 90-degree angle. And then from here, we're going to, you can't actually pop your hand up, so just keep your hand on the floor, arm on the floor. Sorry about that, a bit of a wrong cue there. The other hand is grounded into the floor here. And then from here, I'm going to open up my knees, all right? So I'm going to squeeze my glutes to create that movement, and then also lift up into the air at the same time. So lift up, open, and then lower, okay? So we're going to do 8 on each side. So for 8, grounding into that base elbow a little bit. For 7. For 6. For 5, big opening. For 4. 3. For 2. Really squeeze the glutes, open up the knees a little bit more if you can. And for 1. Alright, well done. Yeah, good job. Okay, on to the other side. So I'm going to flip over to the other side of the mat, but you just stay where you are. Maybe you just want to turn to face the other way. Okay, so onto the floor again. And then elbow onto the floor. From here, let's lift and squeeze. So lift for 8, that's it. For 7, big squeeze. 6, For 5, really opening up. 4. Feel that right in your glute medius is there. 3. For 2. And 1 more breath. Inhale, open. Exhale, slowly lower. Alright, so I'm going to flip back to my original side there. So next we're going to do some more oblique work. Right? So we're going to do some side V-ups or crunches. So lengthen out your bottom arm again and then bring the other hand to temple. Okay, so elbow is pointing into the air here. And then from here we've got a few options. So option 1, you can bend the knees and then bring them towards the elbow here and then exhale, lengthen. Option 2, we ground into this bottom hand and then lift up the elbow towards the knees as well as bringing knees to elbows and then exhale, slowly lower. Level 3, everything is straight, the legs stay straight and then we squeeze the obliques to make that connection between elbows and knees. Alright, so 8 of these, choosing whichever level you want. Let's go. For 8, inhale, exhale. 7, 6, 5, keep those knees squeezed together. 4, that's it. 3, a little bit more squeeze if we can. For 2, keeping the hips open and the chest too. 1 more to go, and for 1. Alright, well done. So I'm going to turn around now, my back's going to be facing you, but it might be quite useful to see what it looks like from the back. Right, so onto the other side. Arm extends, hand to temple, knees bent or not, up to you. Let's go, 8 of these for 8. 7, keeping the legs focused straight if you're taking that option. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, a little bit more lift if we can, and last one for 1. Oh, and then release, roll back onto your back, maybe just twist from side to side with the knees. Loosen off. Alright, so this is my favourite move. This next one is called a hollow body rock, yeah, and the reason why it's my favourite, I just really like the almost massage that it gives you on your glutes there, and also it really like works all of your abs, okay, every single bit. So from here, you've got 2 options. So lower back to floor, legs lift off the floor, you can keep the legs bent or straight. Chin to chest, arms can be like this, besides the thighs. So this is level 1, and then from here we rock from side to side, rolling from one bum cheek to the other. Okay, so you might need a few goes to just get used to this movement first. It is a little bit tricky at first, you might just find yourself sort of rolling about aimlessly. So that's level 1. Level 2, same thing, bend the knees if you need to, if your lower back's lifting off the floor. You maybe want to separate the feet a little bit, and then keep the arms besides the ears, keep them extended. It just gives you a little bit less help with the arms there. Just 5 on each side for 5. So really lift the torso there. 4. Woo! Kind of like a teddy rolling away. 3. Oh yeah, definitely feel it burning. For 2. 1 more, come on, you can do it. Keep breathing. And for 1. Oh, man. Okay, relax. Shake it out, guys. Regulate the breath. Pilates breath, remember, into chest and out through the mouth. And then let's take a little single leg stretch, stretching into the hamstring there. We're finishing off here, alright? So start with the legs bent, lengthen one leg, hand underneath the thigh or the calf, clasped, and then try to relax that stretched leg, and then bring chin to chest. Okay, if this feels really comfortable for you, maybe you want to lengthen out that left leg. But if it's lifting off the floor quite a bit, then just keep your leg bent. Okay, just work to your level here. For 3 deep breaths. Keep relaxing. Feel that lovely lengthening of the back of the leg here. For 2, gently drawing the knee towards the face rather than the face towards knee. And last breath. Okay, from here slowly release and shake it out. Now let's finish off on the other side now. Both legs bent to begin with. Left leg lengthens. Hands wherever they need to be. Stretch out and lengthen the bottom leg. Chin to chest. And then gently pull. For 3. Try to relax the shoulders here. For 2. And last breath. And slowly release. Roll back, guys. Woo. You've earned your rest. Roll the shoulders back. Okay. Clamp the shoulder blades down. Let the face relax. And enjoy. Slowing down the breath. Bringing that focus back to the movements between the breath and the body. Feel free to stay in your relaxation for as long as you want at home. Otherwise, just take one more breath with me. Inhale. And exhale. From here, slowly roll to one side and then come up into a seated pose. Alright, and that was your Pilates. Oh, thank you very much, guys. Yeah, good having you here. Hope you enjoyed it.